How's it going, guys? So today is maintenance day. So I thought I'd take this opportunity to show you guys out there what goes into keeping this tank happy and healthy. Stay right there. How's it going? So in this video, we're going to perform some maintenance on this tank. We're going to give it a good clean and a good water change. Now I'm going to show you step by step what I do to make this tank look the way it looks. First of all, what we do is we remove all the boards from the lower level of the tank. Once you remove the boards, it's going to give me better access to everything down in the engine room. Next, what we're going to do is we're going to empty the carbon reactor. We're going to get rid of that and we're going to put some fresh carbon in there, and then we're going to start our maintenance on the display. So now we're going to do all our preparation ready for the water change. The water change is going to be the last thing that we do, so we want to make sure that everything is done before that. So first of all, we're going to get the carbon reactor, and I use just a little bin. This is my little waste bin, and I just throw everything in here and then it goes out into the proper main bin outside. So I'll just screw the lid off the top. Pull all the sponges and baffles out of the way, and literally throw it all away. And then what I do is I'll give this a rinse in all of the water. I'll give this a rinse in all of the water that comes out of the display. Once I've done that, what I do is I'll take the skimmer cup and I'll throw and clean all of that as well. Now, if you watched one of my videos a while back, I stopped using the skimmer for a couple of months to see what difference it made within the tank. Now, my findings were, and these are my personal findings, I didn't see a difference in my tank with the skimmer on or off. There was no real difference. So the reason why the skimmer is back on is because I've got a skimmer, so I may as well use it. And obviously it is pulling stuff out of the tank. So I think it's worth using. At the end of the day, if you've got it, why not use it? So now that we've emptied the carbon reactor, we'll take the skimmer cup, we'll just pop it off the top. Absolutely full, look at all that. We'll take that off and we'll literally just take all of the gunk out of the skimmer cup. Lovely. And we'll chuck all that away. Once we've filled this bin up with tank water, we'll give that cup a good clean. Oh, it stinks. Now we've emptied the skimmer and we've emptied the carbon reactor, what we're going to do is we're going to change over the filter floss. Now I've got a section just over here which water overflows onto this sort of like bed of filter floss. As you can see, it's very, very dirty just there, so that's due to change. So again, what we'll do, we'll just take this filter floss, grab it, roll it over, throw it in the bin, boom. So all of our little bits within the sump now are all gone. Everything that needs binning has been binned. Next up, we'll move on to the display. Now the bottom section's done. We've got all that clean and tidy and out of the way. Now it's time to work on the display. First of all, we're going to give the glass a good clean. You can either do this with one of those magnetic cleaners. You can use like a Stanley blade, or you can get those magnetic cleaners which I've got both. It cleans and it sort of like has a little blade on it. Me, I use a little glass cleaner and I also use a standing blade. Now when it comes to cleaning your glass, it's a good idea to look through the side of your glass to see how dirty actually your glass actually is. As you can see just here, this is on the front panel. You can see lots of bit of brown algae build up. So all we can do then is just have a look and we can just go over it with a glass cleaner. It's nice, easy rub. Make sure you don't get too close to your substrate, because if your glass cleaner picks up any gravel, it will get caught within the glass cleaner and then scratch the life out of your glass. And there you go. As you can see, it's all gone nice and clean and shiny. So now you've got a nice reflection of the inside of the tank. Once you've done your glass cleaning, next we're going to move on to cleaning the substrate. Now the inside of your glass is all clean and looks brilliant. Next we're going to move on to a gravel clean. Now guys, I can't stress enough the importance of a gravel clean. Now I get approached quite often over on Facebook asking me for advice on how to battle nitrates and how to reduce them, and also phosphates. Now the first question that I always ask is, do you gravel clean? And most of the times the answer is no. People go out and spend loads and loads of money on all these different lotions and potions and pearls and things like that to reduce the phosphates and nitrates, and most of the time it's simply because there's just so much waste within your substrate. It's creating lots and lots of nitrate and phosphate. Now unless you're running a really deep sand bed, and we're talking 6 inches plus, there is not really much point on not gravel cleaning. So guys, like I said, get a gravel cleaner if you don't already use one. So now we're ready to gravel clean. So what we want to do is get the little gravel vac within your water and start the siphon. Some siphon pumps, you can just shake them like this and the siphon will start. That's what mine's supposed to do, but it's broken. So I have to do it the old-fashioned way by sucking on the pipe. So now the siphon's going. A good tip for siphoning so that you can do a good gravel clean without using loads and loads and loads of water is hold the pipe like this and just squeeze it, kink the pipe, give the pipe a bit of kink. This will slow down the flow coming through your gravel cleaner, and that way you'll be able to clean more gravel and not use a ton of water. All you do then is just get it in there, get it nice, deep, give it a good, get all the substrate coming up, and as you can see it's just about to go down the pipe and suck all of it out. Kink your pipe, slow it down a bit, just let it come down and then start again. Once I've done my gravel clean, I pick up a wider diameter pipe and I'll use this to remove the rest of the water that I'm required. So I do a 200 litre water change. So I've already done 80 litres, so the rest is going to be done via this pipe. Now one thing that I haven't locked down yet is how to siphon this pipe without getting a gob full of water. So this is going to be fun. Still can't do it. Now if you remember from earlier in the video, I mentioned about giving the carbon reactor and the skimmer cup a good clean. Now what I do is took all the water out of my display tank, I'll put it into this bucket and then I'll just give all of my stuff a good clean in the tank water. So now all the cleaning's done and you've taken out all the water that you need to take out of your tank, it's time to put all of your little bits back ready for adding your new water, and then you're almost done. What I use for filter floss, I just use standard polyester pillows from my local supermarket. I just rip them open and just pull out the stuffing from inside the pillow. That stuff in, and I just literally put it straight into the tank. Save you an absolute fortune doing it this way. Now everything's all clean inside your tank, you've emptied out the water that you want to remove. Now it's time to put the fresh water or the new salt water back into the tank. Now you can do this many ways. You can do it with simply just putting buckets in, but what I do is I've set up this little area inside my shed where this butt here contains RO water without salt, and then once when I want to start mixing my salt, I turn this tap here, which then pumps water into this butt, and then I put my salt in this butt. It's got a power head in there which mixes the water around, and it's also got a 9,000 litre per hour pump in there. What that pump does is it pumps water up to this top bit here, across to this T-piece, and then right down and then back in at the bottom, which keeps the water flowing around the barrel. So that way it's a good way of mixing the salt. But when I don't want it to do that anymore and I want to start topping my tank up, what I do is I turn this one on and I turn that one off, and then the water then flows from the barrel through the pipe and into my tank. The water then flows all the way up this pipe into my tank, and then all I do is just sit back and wait while my tank fills back up with salt water. And there you go, that's it. Once all that's done, I can then just put the panels back on the tank and I can just sit back and enjoy the tank. Now I only perform this type of maintenance once every 2 months, whereas your tank might require something like this once every week or once every fortnight. That will depend on your tank's personality. Now, when it comes to glass cleaning and little things like that, I tend to do that on a weekly basis just to make sure that the glass is always nice and shiny, because obviously this is our little window to their little world. Now, as you can see, the tank is looking amazing nowadays. We've got lots and lots of corals, we've got a variety of tangs and other fish, as well as Bruce, the harlequin tusk. The tank is just doing really, really well, and I'm really happy with it. So guys, I hope this video has helped you out a little bit with your maintenance at home, and I'll see you all on the next one.